Hi, I'm here to talk to you today about ACT English reading and writing reminders. So here's just some more overall strategies. So first of all, you want to practice pacing yourself on the test. During breaks, you definitely want to use that time to stand up and perhaps have a snack or a drink. You can bring something to have in your bag for time during the breaks. You cannot have anything during the test. You also want to have a letter or letters ready in your mind for selected answer choices if your time runs out. So, for example, I might have the letter B ready and the letter G. So I know when I'm short on time, I can at least go through and make a guess at it. We can't spend too much time on one question, and we definitely have to answer each question. Oh, wait a minute. It's not hammer time, it's grammar time. So we know in the English overview, we need sentence structure, we need grammar and usage, we have punctuation and rhetorical skills. Those kinds of skills that you've been working on all through middle school and in high school will be assessed. We want to make sure we know the instructions ahead of time so we don't waste any time on the test day reading them. So you know you have 45 minutes to answer 75 questions. So that's not a lot of time. That's about 36 seconds per question. So you can go to www.act.org if you're not sure about the instructions. You also should have received a booklet from one of your junior teachers it's a free form that we handed out for the ACT that has these instructions. But in a nutshell, they just tell you that you will be answering questions to 5 passages. The questions are embedded in the passage, which we'll look at in a second. And then if you think the original version is best, feel free to answer no change. Sometimes that is the best answer. So we'll take a look at the format. So here's what it's going to look like. As we said, here's question 1. We know that oftentimes there is actually no question. It'll just say number 1. You find the corresponding number in the passage, and you ask yourself for the words that are underlined, what would I do? Would I have no change? Would I insert commas at certain places? And you pick the best answer out of the appropriate answer choices. So just a few English strategies. You definitely want to go, whichever one you pick, you want to go back and you want to reread and ask yourself, does it sound right when I insert that answer choice into the question? And remember to go with what's best, not necessarily correct, because sometimes you can have more than one answer that is grammatically correct, but stylistically not the best. Oh, wait a minute. No, not shorty, but short. Oftentimes, the best answer in the English section is the answer that is shorter, it's more concise. Remember, wordiness is not a good thing when it comes to writing, so don't be afraid to select the shortest answer as the best answer. Oftentimes, that is the case. And again, no change can be the right answer. So sometimes students are a little reluctant to check that. Don't be. Okay, for the reading test, you will have passages that deal with literature, humanities, the social sciences, and natural science. So you will have 3 standalone passages and 1 that will have a set of paired passages in it. Again, you don't want to waste any time reading instructions. You know, the reading test is 35 minutes. You have 40 questions, not a lot of time. So you definitely want to be able to pace yourself. Here's an example of the reading format. You also know that lines will be numbered to help you when you are answering questions and close reading to answer those questions. And here's what your questions look like. Again, it'll be A, B, C, or D, F, G, H, or J. So you want to have some letters ready to take a guess if you run out of time. Okay, some reading strategies. First of all, really look at the fine print at the top. Sometimes the fine print, like this right here, explains what Art Deco is, which would be very important to actually understanding that passage. So make sure you look at the top. It'll also give us some clues as to the author's point of view and sometimes even the main idea of, or the central idea of the passage. You definitely want to go to your questions first and then skim the passage to answer the questions. You want to carefully read the passage with the intent of answering the questions. If they're not asking a question that deals with a paragraph, you won't have time to closely read everything in the excerpt. So you definitely want to reread the lines mentioned in the question, try to find textual evidence, and then ask yourself which one is most logical, not just which one is logical, because sometimes we can have more than one answer. Yeah, that's logical, but which one is best? wait a minute, we do want to divide and conquer, not GOT divide and conquer, but divide and conquer. That reading strategy means when we have the selection that has more than one passage, we want to read passage A and then answer the questions for passage A, read passage B, then answer the questions for passage B, and then answer the questions that deal with both passages. That will save you some time. You also have the writing portion. Even though it may not count in your overall score, colleges do look at it. So you want to do your best. You'll have 40 minutes to read the prompt. Again, you want to know the directions so you don't have to take time looking at them the day of the test. So make sure you do visit act.org, look at the released items and make sure you know this. Like it says, you're writing a perspective essay, and it tells you to clearly state your own perspective on a complex issue, but you must analyze the relationship between your perspective and at least one other perspective. Here's what the prompt will look like. It will explain the overall topic. It'll give you a question about maybe the impact of something or what a perspective is on it. And then it'll give you 3 perspectives that you will want to use in your essay. And again, it will tell you to analyze the relationships. That's going to be the key piece. You're definitely going to want to have an introduction paragraph that introduces your topic, but that ends in a thesis statement that clearly establishes your point of view at the end of that very first paragraph. You'll want to have 2 to 3 body paragraphs that explain your own perspective and include a perspective that you agree with or that you're in conflict with, but you always want to end with why your perspective is the best perspective compared to when related to the others. And then you want to have a conclusion paragraph that revisits your own point of view. It could just be 1 or 2 sentences that just comes back to your perspective on the topic. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. Okay, so remember, stay focused, keep calm, push through. Perseverance is going to be the big piece here. You've done the hard work. A lot of these questions go back from middle school. So do the best that you can. Good luck. We know you've got this. Best wishes for a great testing session.